I would like to acknowledge that this video is being filmed on the traditional lands of the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation. I pay my respects to their elders past and present, and extend that respect to any Aboriginal, Torres Strait Islander or First Nations people who may be watching this video today. Hi everyone, my name is Steph, this is the Novelty Corner, and welcome back to my channel. Today I have a video called The A to Z of Romance Books. This is part one of I don't know how many parts I'm going to do. I've got a couple of these lists already drafted up, and essentially I'm going to go through every letter of the alphabet and give you a book recommendation. So for the most part these are contemporary romance books. There may be one exception in this particular list. I have seen many people do variations of this idea of an A to Z of books. The only requirement is that somewhere in the title or somewhere in the author's name there needs to be the letter of this particular alphabet. I have everything listed on my phone. We're going to go through an A to Z of romance books. I'm not going to give huge in-depth synopsises of these books because obviously that would take a really long time. But for the most part, we're going to get started. We're going to jump straight in with the letter A. And for this, I'm going to recommend Archer's Voice by Mayo Sheridan. This is a contemporary small town romance with a hero who doesn't speak. For B, we have Big Deck Energy by Lorraine. This is a contemporary sports romance with online dating and a secret identity. For C, we have The Cleaner by Jessica Gadziala. This is part of her professional series. It's about a guy who cleans up crime scenes and a woman who runs a true crime podcast and thinks that because he's cleaning up the scene so well that he is a serial killer. D is for The Doctor by Nikki Sloane. This is a contemporary age gap romance with the boyfriend's dad trope. E is for Exposed by Kristen Callihan. This is a contemporary rock star romance. It's part of the BRP series and it is the romance between the bass player for Kill John and their publicist, and it does feature Hate to Love. For F, we have For Real by Alexis Hall. This is a age gap romance featuring BDSM where the younger party is the dominant and the older submissive is teaching him how to be a better dominant. G is Forget a Life, Chloe Brown by Talia Hibbert. This is a contemporary romance with fantastic chronic illness representation. Talia Hibbert does this so well. And in this one, Chloe agrees to help the new superintendent of her building with some tech issues if he helps her tick off things off her life experience list. H is for The Hating Game by Sally Thorne. This is a contemporary romance by an Australian author that features enemies to lovers and an office romance. I is for It Happened One Summer by Tessa Bailey. This again is a contemporary romance. It's about an heiress who ends up getting caught in a situation where her stepfather decides to cut her off from her money and teach her some responsibilities. So she gets sent back to her father's hometown and there she has to fix up his rundown bar. J is for Cup of Joe by Annabeth Albert. This is a contemporary romance between a barista and an electrician. K is for The Kiss Quotient by Helen Huang. This is a contemporary romance about an autistic woman who ends up hiring an escort to teach her about intimacy and romance. L is for Loving the Mountain Man by Adriana Anders. This is a contemporary romance where the heroine crashes her car after a very terrible day and ends up being rescued by a guy that lives on the mountainside, and he ends up taking her back to his cabin reluctantly, expecting that she's going to leave after she contacts someone for help, and then they get stuck together because of a severe storm. M is for Mangoes and Mistletoe by Adriana Anders. This is a contemporary sapphic romance between two women who are competing in a holiday baking competition. N is for Naughty Brits. This is an anthology that features Sarah McLean, Sophie Jordan, Louisa Edwards, Tessa Grattan and Sierra Simone. It is a contemporary romance anthology set in the UK, and all of the stories in here eventually end up leading to the same event. O is for One True Pairing by Kathy Yardley. This is a contemporary celebrity romance with fake dating and lots of fangirling. P is for Pink Slip by Katrina Jackson. This is a contemporary romance between two spies and their personal assistant who ends up getting roped into going on an assignment with them. Q is for Queen Move by Kennedy Ryan. This is a contemporary romance between two childhood friends who in the present day become lovers. It's a complex and really gorgeous story in true Kennedy Ryan form, and I love that both the hero and the heroine in this one were in their late 30s. R is for The Lady of Royale Street by Thea DeSalle. This is a contemporary romance. It's part of the Nolan Knights series, and it's the relationship between the best man and the maid of honor at a wedding. S is for The Slow Burn by Kristen Ashley. I love this story. It is a contemporary slow burn romance between a single mother and the man who knows that she's she's the one for him, but he just needs to convince her of that. T is for To Hate Adam Connor by Ella Mays. This is a contemporary celebrity romance between an actor who is also a single father and the woman he has thrown in jail for spying on him over the fence. U is for The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren. This is a contemporary enemies to lovers story between two members of the bridal party who are the only two people who don't get food poisoning at the wedding reception, and they end up going on the honeymoon in the stead of the bride and groom. V is for The Vet from Snowy River. This is a contemporary Australian small town romance between a single dad with a teenage daughter and a local cafe owner. W is for Well Met by Jen DeLuca. This is a contemporary enemies to lovers story set at a Renaissance fair, and it is so fun. I love this book. X is for Zenny by Rebecca Weatherspoon. It is a contemporary marriage of convenience story wherein Zenny is required to marry Mason in order to claim her aunt's inheritance. Oh, I love Rebecca Weatherspoon. Y is for Battle Royal by Lucy Parker. This is a contemporary enemies to lovers story set between two people who are vying to win the contract to bake the wedding cake for a royal wedding. There are plenty of attempts to thwart one another and a lot of hilarity ensues. It was very, very enjoyable. Z is for Alien Warriors, which is Zirconian Warriors book number 1 by Sadie Carter. This is a sci-fi romance with a feisty heroine and an alpha hero who needs to learn to accept her for who she is. All right, so that is my A to Z of romance books part 1. I don't know when I'll do the second part, but yeah, if you like this video, definitely let me know down below because I can schedule that one for a little bit earlier. In the comments, I would love for you to recommend a favorite romance book as well. Otherwise, if you want to let me know that you're here but you don't want to leave a comment, leave your favorite emoji down below. I hope that wherever you're in the world, you're staying safe and healthy, and I will see you in my next video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye everyone.